Good game, Sage. Maybe next time.
Okay, tough guy. But for real, I'm actually so hungry.
Oh man, I heard Chef Miles make the best apple fritters.
Yo, let's call him up right now.
Let's go! Yo man, are you around? Me and Sage are so hungry and we know you make the best apple fritters.
Oh, yes I do. I'll be over in a couple minutes.
Oh, thanks, man.
No problem.
Heard someone requested apple fritters. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is wash your hands with hot soapy water. So you got your water going, make sure it's hot. Get your soap going. Lather your hands. Make sure you lather them thoroughly for about 30 seconds. It's always good. And then dry them. Alright, so now what you're going to do is fill your sink with hot soapy water. So see the drain in. Keep it running for a bit. Throw a little bit of soap in there. And just wait for it to fill up. So before I started this, I made sure I got everything ready before we start cooking. So for the apple fritters, what you're going to need is apples, 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1 cup of sour cream, half a cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of oil for your deep frying, and 1 beaten egg. So now you should get your ingredients ready. So I'm going to start with an egg. Usually you're not supposed to knock it like this. You're supposed to, if you're trying to crack an egg, use a knife. Come a little closer, buddy. And just tap it. Get a little closer, please, buddy. And just little. Make sure you got a little in there. Alright, and I'm using 2 bowls because if you pour it in one and there's cracks in it, you can always take all the chips of the egg out and put it in a different bowl just to be safe. And you just kind of lift it open like this, and you let it just go out. And just put your egg aside on a napkin or something. And then I will beat it in a second. So now we're going to beat our egg. And then you can usually use an electric mixer, or you can just use a fork. Whatever you have there is okay, but just yeah. Alright, so now that we've beaten our egg, I've put the egg from that bowl into that bowl, and I've put the one that I beat it in hot soapy water for it to clean. Alright, so now what we're going to do is heat up 2 tablespoons of oil, vegetable oil, on high. So you should make sure it's on high, and just we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Do it over top of it so nothing spills. And wait for it to heat up. So now we got to combine our beaten egg, milk, sugar, cinnamon, and sour cream, and start mixing it well. So here we got our milk already laid out. So we already got it measured, so we can just put that in. Teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Plop that in there. Good. Alright, and now for the last part, we got to put in our cup of sour cream. And then, no, this is actually a half cup of sour cream, and you need to put 1 cup. And if you don't have a full cup for some reason, you can always use 2 half cups, and that'll be alright too. So that's what I'm going to have to do right now. Alright, so now that you got your ingredients, you gotta mix this really well. And wait till it starts becoming more solid. So now we got our 1 cup of flour, and it's all leveled off and everything, so you can put the whole thing in there. And then we can actually start whisking it. Alright, so now that we have mixed all the ingredients together, now we have to start on our apples. So first of all, I'll have to start putting my apples in the sink right here. Alright, so just as a note, before we started making this, we cleaned off all the countertops and stuff to make sure everything's clean. And while you were doing it and you're waiting for stuff to, let's say, like cook or something, it's always a good thing to just clean up some stuff so you don't have as much work to do later. Now what we're going to do is we have to core and peel the apples. Well, we already peeled the apples, we showed you peeling the apples. But now we got to decore them, so we're going to have to take out the core of them. As you can see here, we already did that with them, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a different apple. So what you're going to do first is take the stem out, and you want to cut it into quarters. So first, cut it one way, and you're going to cut it the other way.
1 hour. 1 hour? You can do that 1 hour? Yeah, 1 hour.
Alright, so now you're going to get one of them, and to take out the core, you just kind of dig into it, right? You just move around the core, right? You just make sure you get all of it out. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Lift it up, and there you go. No more core. And just do it with the rest of the apples. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is cut the apples about a 1/4 inch horizontally. That's what I'm doing right now. So I got my apples. I'm going to cut them, this one in half because it's perfect. And here we go. Slice it all through. We got 2 halves of apple, about a 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? So we get these 2 things, and we're going to dip them in the batter now. So now what you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure the apple is really lathered in your batter. So it depends, if you like more apple and not as much batter, you can just put a thin layer, but like I personally like a lot of batter on my fritters. So then you can take that and just plop them on one side in there, and you gotta wait for 1 minute and 30 seconds. We're timing that right now. And then you start with another one. And just pop it in there too. And just, if you have any excess stuff, just put it on the spots that aren't really, more apple-y, if you like a lot of batter. And wash your hands. Alright, so now that it's been about 1:30 to 2 minutes, you just gotta flip them. So make sure you got a hold of them, and just flip it over. See it? See it's all cooked. Just make sure it's all nice. For this one too. You're gonna want to make sure they're both flat on each side, so then it equally cooks the fritters. There we go. Sorry about that. And just wait for another 1:30, and you're good. So as you can see, I put some brown sugar and icing sugar on top of it, and garnished it, so I laid it around in a nice circle, so I made it look all nice. Looking nice. And now we're gonna have to start this huge cleanup. Let's go. So I'm editing this at 12 o'clock at night, on a school night. But I'd just like to say thank you for watching, and I had a lot of fun making this, and here's the nutrition facts.